I actually wanted to ask, are you the kind of person that if you had a big chunk of money right now, would you buy in at this moment to stocks when things are low?
Yes, probably, but I would do research. I wouldn't just find like what was successful before and funnel all my money into that.
But where do you research? Who knows these things?
Well, no one, everybody, not everyone, but a lot of people claim to know it. People make money off of saying they know.
That's the thing. I feel like it's all a scam. My husband
say right now that it would be a good time to buy Nvidia and Tesla.
Now, well, let's real quick.
Just You and Me is also, we're not giving financial advice. Do not take, we may be Jewish, but we're not financial advisors. Welcome back to Just You and Me, Adam.
Yeah, what's up? And I am Adam.
And he is scared of losing his money.
No, I've lost my money, but I'm scared of not getting my money back. Tariffs are a bitch.
We're not going to get into politics here,
not,
but
yes.
This actually is an interesting question. Without getting into politics.
Oh, God.
And I actually wanted to ask, are you the kind of person that if you had a big chunk of money right now, would you buy in at this moment to stocks when things are low?
Yes, probably, but I would do research. I wouldn't just find like what was successful before and funnel all my money into that. Like, I wouldn't just NVIDIA, Amazon. I would say, okay, what makes sense?
What does make sense?
I
How
don't
would
know.
you know?
I'd have to do research.
But where do you research? Who knows these things?
Well, no one, everybody, not everyone, but a lot of people claim to know it. People make money off of saying they know.
That's the thing. I feel like it's all a scam. My husband, my producer, Lance Bowling, ladies and gentlemen, he has his own thoughts on these things.
He does? Does he want to say it, or do you want to say what his thoughts are?
I don't know if he wants to share.
I would say right now that it would be a good time to buy Nvidia and Tesla.
I'd say NVIDIA's good because it's under...
Wait, it's called NVIDIA?
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA? It's not Nivea, like the cream?
No, it's N. There's too many consonants in there, so it's not Nivea. Nevia. Anyway,
What is NVIDIA?
They're one of the ones behind...
Isn't that a medicine?
That's no, you're talking about the yogurt that Jamie Lee Curtis...
Active,
Yes,
yeah.
that's that song. No, it's one of the AI companies, a big tech company.
Okay.
And...
Processor company. But
Yes.
It's used, basically, AI needs...
Correct.
Tons and tons and tons of these chips.
And it's probably been the most successful stock in the last, I don't know how many years, 5 years. Once AI was introduced, it just completely went through the roof and has made a lot of people, not enough people, but it's made a shit ton of money for a bunch of people.
Got it.
So what Lance is saying is because I think at its highest, it's been up to 150 a share. Now it's below 100. So the idea would be to buy it now.
Go back up.
Hopefully. But
What goes down must come back up.
not
Maybe.
always, but hopefully.
What goes up must come down.
Well, that's
Maybe.
short. Okay.
I mean, it's possible. All these things are possible, and then they also aren't. But I remember you did recently say that you did have like some good luck with stocks in the past.
I have. I did have some good luck with stocks. But again, the word luck is involved, right? So you
It's
don't
gambling.
really know. It is a form of gambling. I think if you're going to be doing, I love that we're talking about this because it's nothing to do with anything, but I love it.
What about this show makes sense?
True. I think if you're doing like a retirement account or 401k, that's not so much gambling. That is more just being smart with your money.
Yeah.
But if you are day trading or trading individual stocks, yeah, that gets into a little bit of the going to gamble a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Do it. I like Vegas. Vegas is fun.
See, I'm a gambling person. Like if I lived in Vegas, I always say I would like definitely be in trouble because I love that high of winning or putting the money in and then, but I'm so anxious about putting money into something that like doesn't have, well, you just don't know where it goes. And money is so tight right now, just in general, because raising kids and like going through, school and all their activities and all their shit that like, it's just, I'm like, is this where you want to risk it? But at the same time, it's kind of like an investment, like real estate or anything else. This could be a great payoff down the line. I mean, it may take 5-10 years.
Well, I mean, but that's kind of the thing. If you're putting your money towards something like your kid's future, then you kind of just have to wait it out and do something that's going to take 5 or 10 years. Doing a 529, doing any of these where it's going to hopefully help pay for your kids' college, education, whatever it may be. That's important. But the whole picking stocks and just gambling gets me very, very anxious as well.
Speaking of 529s, I'm about to admit something that's very irresponsible. We have never done it.
You haven't done a 529?
Nope.
Any reason?
Yep. Never got around to it.
So it was a never get around to thing.
We just aren't those kinds of people. We're not the 529ers.
Why do you think that? Do you think it's something...
I just had a feeling that around 2023, 2024, there was just going to be a lot of pro-Palestine, people on campus. And I was going to say, I don't know if my kids are going to be wanting to go to school, college, No, I don't know. You went to USC.
Yes.
I managed to go to a great school on a really, really low budget.
Right.
Because I went to UC Santa Barbara, but I went to Santa Barbara City College for 2 years, and I paid my own way through college.
Which is very, very admirable. I mean, it's awesome.
Wild. I still kind of can't believe I did that.
Right.
And I never needed my college degree in what I did. Lance didn't either. It's sometimes I wonder, I don't know. It wasn't really we thought so much about it. It was just one of those things that it was, and you can judge, we still save. It's not like we don't save.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thing. It's college is such a weird thing because who knows if college is necessary or needed or what kind of college. And college is such a crazy time. Look at what's happening on college campuses in this country right now. It's the other day I was watching my friend Eliza. Actually, I have so many friends named Eliza. I think she goes by Eliza.
How do you have so many friends named Eliza?
It's a very popular Jewish name.
I know, but
I have so many friends. Aliza.
But when you say you're watching, you have so many people
on Instagram I know on
podcast named Eliza. How many Eliza podcasters?
Well, one of my really good friends is Eliza. She's going to be on my show tomorrow.
Okay.
But Eliza Licht, Licht, and she's a very outspoken Jewish advocate.
Yes.
But she wasn't always, obviously. She was a marketer, and then, October 7th made her one. She has red hair. I don't know if you've seen her online. She always is very big on Instagram, and she's become a friend of mine, a close friend of mine. But she was talking about how Colombia is literally a breeding ground of terrorism. It's a
100%.
terrorist training camp.
100%.
The other day they were throwing Molotov cocktails out of their window. What is happening on these campuses?
I don't know.
Harvard, Columbia.
And it's what's really annoying. I don't know if it's annoying. I don't know what the word is, but the fact that so many of these elite colleges, quote unquote elite, when you think about Ivy League schools, have this issue where students are going there and are being converted into terrorist sympathizers. And it's so interesting to me because my wife, Lauren, went to University of Pennsylvania, which is an Ivy League school. She is probably at least 100 times smarter than I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
She went to an Ivy League school.
She did. She went to an Ivy League school. She went to Penn.
She ended up with you.
I know, which she's got to make a mistake once in her life.
But you're at USC. On paper, that's pretty.
It is, but Ivy League is fucking Ivy League. I don't.
What did she want to do when she went to school? What was the goal?
I don't think she had necessarily a goal in terms of what she wanted to do. She has family that live in Philadelphia, so she felt comfortable going there. Her dad went there. It was just a familiar kind of place. But she was telling me after October 7th happened, and they had, if you remember back, pretty early on, they were having all these issues with the deans of all these Ivy League schools, and one of them couldn't say that, threatening Jews, that was a bad thing on campus, whatever it was. And she ended up leaving her job, or they fired her, whatever it was. And I remember talking to Lauren about it. And what's interesting is that Lauren is, she grew up with a family that wasn't very Jewish. She's Jewish, but she really didn't find her Jewish identity until she got to Penn, because she happened to be roommates and friends with people who were Jewish and would celebrate Shabbat, would go to synagogue on high holy days, do all of that stuff, and she didn't figure out her Jewish identity until then. And I've always found that interesting, especially after October 7th, when you think about what's now happening on these campuses, where they now, like, Jewish identities could be quelled a lot because of the fear of what's, whatever ridiculous retaliation because you're Jewish. And I think it breaks their heart that that's where there's something very important in her life, that now people probably can't have that experience or have trouble having that experience.
Or doing it in hiding. You know what's so interesting? This actually reminds me. On Saturday evening, we were at our son Oliver's baseball game. And
not our son.
No.
Lance. I'm just making sure.
Our son.
She doesn't have two baby mamas, baby daddies. Jesus Christ. All right, I'm fine. Well, you don't have that either. You
caught that Freudian slip.
You don't have either of those, which is good.
You caught that, right, Lance? He called himself a baby mama. Well, there are two genders according to our country now, so he is a baby mama. So we have a lot of Jews in LA, obviously, and in Sherman Oaks, where we live, and our little league area. And so, it's half of our team is probably Jewish usually. That's just kind of the way it is. But like a lot of them aren't. And I usually tend to make friends with every mom on our baseball team because I'm a pretty vocal,
social person,
casually chatting with everyone. I'm friendly, right? And I talk to everyone. And I was talking to one of the moms who I've known on and off through the years. She happens to be Jewish as well. Actually, her mom was born in Haifa. And so we connect through that. We both have like our crazy Israeli parents.
And you do your fake accent.
Oh, shalom. Yeah. And so she and I were just chatting about this, and she was telling me how it can go both ways because and this is what makes me think that it may go the other way, that you're thinking it may quell the Judaism in these people. But quell is an interesting word.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
use
a good
it
one,
often.
right? I like quell. Quell's a good one, though.
Quell. But it's a good word for like Scrabble.
Q is always going to be, what,
Queen,
10? And then you have, and L's
queef.
are like queef. Is queef an actual word that is in the Western Dictionary?
100% has to be.
You just had your computer on. Look up queef. Well, okay, fine. Do dictionary and then queef. Do not just look up queef because you're going to get some weird things there.
Is queef a word that can be used in Scrabble?
I don't know how to respond to that.
You see?
Producer, can you look that up, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Siri just queef in your face?
It was intense.
No, queef cannot be played in Scrabble.
Queef cannot be played in Scrabble.
Well, now we know. And now all of you guys know.
Yeah, the things you learn. So, Queef.
Double E, I guess, right?
Yeah, correct.
That was a very quick correct.
I wonder if it's Lance spells queef on often in text. I wonder if queef would ever be used in Wordle.
There's no effing way.
There's no queefing way.
There's no...
Great Wordle word.
Again, I think I know what we're going to name our episode.
We can't.
I don't think it'll allow us. Anything will allow us.
But she said that her friend's husband is not Jewish. As you guys know, Lance is not Jewish. And October 7th can either do two things. It can either make you become a Hannah Einbinder, which takes your Judaism, and in some cases, you're even being Israeli, and make you anti-Jew, anti-Israel.
Yes.
Or it can do the opposite. It can take someone that's not Jewish, that has no connection to Israel, like personal, and make them so much more connected to Israel and so much more proud to be connected to or like want to be part of the Judaism community or Jewish community. Lance, for example, he so understands what we feel and so connects to it. And this has been so black and white to him and so obvious. This has been such an obvious, like, how could you not situation? Whereas I think a lot of people, it's interesting that those who you would think would be so, I mean, it's just feels so obvious. And obviously, like we've talked about this before, where you don't have to agree with everything on one side, but it's just the general, like this side or that side. You can kind of pick your team, right?
Yeah.
But it would be really sad. So when it's almost like for me and for you, I became more Jewish since October 7th because in times of trauma or in times of difficulty, I think you bond with people. It's like you almost bond with your family when you're going through pain or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. But I think a lot of times you could be you're going to be influenced by the company you keep, right?
Or social media.
But like Lance being not just sympathetic, but very much on our side, quote unquote, it helps that he is part of a family that is with someone who's Jewish, and also a family that comes from Israeli roots. If you are a student, and I'm not saying that this will happen, but let's be honest. I did some dumb shit at USC, and it was probably because my friend. Hold on, I'll get there in a second. It's probably because my friends did dumb shit, and I'm like, let's do that too.
Peer pressure.
It's not even peer pressure. Sometimes it's more like, oh, I see him do this, I should do it too. I mean, most of it's drinking, like doing stupid shots and like continuously drinking when you probably shouldn't, and then drinking more, and then you are on your deathbed pretty much because, yes, most of it revolves around drinking, let's be honest. But what I'm saying is that if your friends are doing one thing, a lot of times you're influenced by that, not necessarily by peer pressure, but just by your following along, especially when you're a young kid in college. And if you're coming from a completely different place and you want to fit in somewhere, and I'm not saying this is something that gives validity to a lot of the thoughts and things that are going on in college campuses now, but I will say that there is probably a reason that it's very easy to fall into that if you're in that.
Also, it's a popularity thing too, because we see how much, well, like you less because you're not like a more public poster or whatever, but you see how much crap you get if you post publicly about a certain side versus the other side, right? And so a lot of people are so concerned about getting hate online. And so I think that's a big part of it too when you're younger, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially when we talk about our kids, because we didn't have that when we went to college or got that age. We didn't have social media.
Yeah.
We didn't have any of that. But you have all of this social media kind of that is so just intertwined with your lifestyle. Then you get into college where you're, the point is to be off by yourself for the first time.
Yeah.
Do that. It's all kind of this culmination of things. And I think that becomes a big issue when you go to college these days, and that's what's happening on your campus if it's what's happening on your campus. But there's always something to be said. This is why, like, it's not why I did it, but I felt more comfortable joining a Jewish fraternity when I was at USC, because I knew that I grew up that way with, as a culture. I loved it, and I knew I would feel connected that way with those people if I did that. And I feel like that's where I do like these organizations still. Even if you don't like fraternities and sororities, there's still that great part of it where you have a Jewish one where you can feel very connected with, or stuff like Hillel or Chabad that definitely has that feeling of inclusion if you're looking for something on campuses.
Yeah, and they have like so many cooler ones too, like that they didn't have.
Cooler ones?
Well, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Are you trying to say my fraternity wasn't cool? We were awesome. Just a bunch of dorky Jews.
I hung out with you guys a couple of times.
And I'd love to hear about that.
No comment. So, no, I'm saying like now I just see on social media there's like such cool, fun things for young 20-year-olds in New York City, like Jewish single dating.
Yeah.
Cool things, or cooking clubs like for really fun 25-year-old girls who just want to go and like learn how to cook fun Shabbat dinners.
Right.
And this girl that I knew that I met a long time ago, she hosts this like marketing professionals, Jewish young marketing professionals in Chicago. Like there's just such cool events that you can do, and just you and me.
Oh, that's the coolest thing.
Reminder to subscribe.
Coolest
you guys
thing.
Subscribe, and are you liking and rating and reviewing the podcast? Like that we have to remind everyone to do that. You have to review, and you have to rate, and you have to let all your Jewish friends know, let your mishpacha,
and your non-Jewish friends.
That's
Do
right.
people want to learn about us being Jewish and how much fun we have, and all my stomach issues and all of Donna's neuroses?
Why are we always back to your stomach?
Because I had my infusion today too.
Activia?
I had my Entivio infusion this morning.
Your Activia?
Entivio.
Your Nvidia?
Entivio.
What is all these sounds?
Entivio. I feel like I should be doing a commercial for them now.
Tell
Can
us.
we get them as
Tell
a
us
sponsor?
about it.
Okay. Without getting into too much of
Too much?
the details.
Okay.
I have ulcerative colitis.
Wow. This is so hot.
Hot. Yes, it is. Yeah. Basically, stomach disease. It's she's going to spit up her whatever's in there. I hope it just comes out your nose.
It's electrolytes. Don't get too excited.
Just electrolytes?
Literally.
All right. Yeah, I have ulcerative colitis, stomach disorder. It is will you stop laughing every time I say the word stomach? You want me to say tummy? Please come out your nose. Please just shoot out your damn nose. She's drinking, and she can't talk. Please start coughing. Sorry.
Stop focusing on me.
I can't.
I want to hear about your stomach. Lance also had stomach issues today too.
A little different. Anyway, I take a medication called Entyvio, which is an infusion every 2 months or every 8 weeks.
How do they infuse it? Is it like a intravenous?
They go up my ass.
No, stop.
No, sorry. They go in my arm.
Does it go through your tattoo?
No, it doesn't. Although this is the first time I hope the person who was giving my IV
is Jewish
or is okay
ally?
with Jews. I'm like, all I need is her to give me some Palestinian scar on my Palestinian flag scar right there. Anyway, no, I got it's an infusion through my arm, and I sit there for about 30 minutes, and I feel amazing afterwards for the next 8 weeks, and then I go in again.
So, do you feel the best the day of, or does it wear?
That week, and then it wears, yes. I don't have to tell you how it wears and what happens when it wears.
I mean, I'm assuming it has to do with your bathroom situation.
Yes.
Or is it pain?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. It's a little bit of everything.
And does it get triggered by the food you're eating?
It can get triggered by, yes, it can be, well, before I took this medication, it was a lot worse. This is probably, and I've had this, I was diagnosed when I was 22. We don't have to talk about the age I am now, but.
Same age I am.
I think a year older, but yes.
I'm not older than you.
I'm older.
Yeah. I was born in 81.
Jesus, you got very defensive there.
Very. But I'm very proud of my age. Okay. I'm not shy to say I'm 43.
Okay, I'm glad.
I feel amazing for 43.
And that's amazing.
And
that's awesome.
And you look okay for 43.
I know. The crow's feet are coming in, but it's okay. I'll live. Going. So before I took this medication, and as I said, I was 22 when I got diagnosed. It was pretty bad. Yeah. I would be triggered by eating red meat. So anytime I had a burger or steak or anything, there could be big issues. Sometimes over.
Maybe that was God's way of telling you should be, a vegetarian.
A vegetarian. No. If it was, it's too fucking bad.
But chicken didn't bother you.
No.
So it was, and no fish. It was just red meat.
It was red meat, and then a lot of times it could be just stress. So I remember when we had our children, right after, 2 months after, I would have an issue because it would be triggered by the stress of, the late nights and the keeping up with work and doing all that stuff.
Oh, I can only imagine poor Lauren. Because here she is up all night breastfeeding, doing all the things, and you're like, my stomach.
Oh, it's exactly what she thinks.
I can just imagine. And wait, poor Lauren. And can we talk about your napping?
Of course.
Adam takes Lance. Can I just tell you, I love you very much. Because if in case I haven't told you before, I really, really love you so much because you do not take a daily nap. This would send.
And my stomach has a strong constitution.
He does not have a Jewish stomach.
No. Let me ask you a question.
Adam takes. Wait.
Okay. After you go through this, I'm going to ask you a question about this.
Adam Newman, co-host of Just You and Me.
Stomach problem person.
Adam takes a daily nap like a baby. Must take a daily nap, and this is not a 5-minuter. This ranges.
It ranges.
20 minutes to
20 to 60, but it's not always that long. It ranges. It is a range.
And you have to. You get under the covers or just right on top of the couch.
It depends. Sometimes on the couch, on top of the covers, under the covers. Sometimes my kid's bed. If my bed's being made, I'm a very talented sleeper. I can sleep anywhere.
If my bed's being made.
By
Yeah.
who?
Well, let's say we're doing the sheets. They're in the wash.
Who's they?
They have not. What do you mean they? What?
Who's doing your sheets?
It's a joint project between myself and my wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Lauren? Okay, now let me go back to this for a second. Why?
That would be a great place for the reaction.
That's right. Okay, question for you. Why would it piss you off if he took a daily nap?
Trigger the shit out of me and every wife in America.
Oh, it triggers her. Don't get me
Lauren
wrong.
is allowed to do so much more in her life now because of your daily
Well,
naps.
I encourage her to take a nap all the time.
No, she doesn't want to nap.
She does, but she can't nap like I do. That's the problem. Is that if she...
You're judging her now. Nap abilities.
Well, I'm not judging her. If she could nap, I guarantee, if she could nap like I would, she would probably do the same thing. But she cannot fall asleep on like that, like I can.
By the way, I have mastered the nap now. I used to not be able to nap, but I don't nap because it really does throw you off.
See, it doesn't though for me. It really doesn't.
It's a waste of your hour.
No, it's not. I stay up later because I take that nap. It's like a cycle, right?
What time are you in bed at night? Be honest.
What time do I get into bed?
What time do you fall asleep every night?
11:30 midnight ish.
Okay.
What time do you fall asleep at night?
10:30, 11. But
There it is. There, we just made the...
what time?
I am up at 6.
Okay. Adam, there is something about seeing a grown man sleep in the middle of the day that is so upsetting to a woman. I can't even tell you. I don't know why.
Okay.
This would be, Lance, I couldn't. The only time a man should nap is if they are on vacation, retired, or sick.
What about on a...
Sure.
Okay. What about... these are your rules, your Vakakta rules, and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck... Why? This is the problem. No one can give me an actual reason why it's annoying. You're just saying it's annoying, and that's not enough for me.
Please sound off in the comments. Sound off in the comments, women or men who are married to men. I need to know. Or men who are married to women who nap. Maybe it triggers... Look, Lance, how would you feel if I was just napping every single day and you were coming home and seeing me nap every single day? And I don't know. I think it's about a man napping. I don't think it bothers men when women nap. I don't know.
I think there's something inherent about women when they see men relaxing. It's like, go take out the trash, go do the...
There's a million other things you could be doing.
You know what? You know what's interesting here?
What? You're getting very angry. I can tell.
What's interesting here?
I love it.
That the man is the only person that could put this in words on why it's aggravating to a woman. You couldn't even say it. He said it, and he made sense.
Okay.
Because women are always running around. They are awesome when it comes to doing so many different things. You are great at multitasking. You're great at everything. That's why even like when a man is sick, we're like the biggest wusses in the world. Having a man cold, I am such a loot when I'm sick.
Yeah.
And when I see Lauren sick, she is still doing everything she does. She's not happy about it, but she's doing everything she does for it. And I love that, and I love that women are able to do that. We just can't. It's just part of it.
It's interesting. It's such an interesting dynamic because women are like it's really hard for me. It's hard for me to just sit until the end of the night. It's rare for me. And on the weekends, I've allowed myself as I've gotten older to try to relax, and it's lovely. Like this weekend, yesterday, we had a really, really relaxing day on Sunday.
It's good.
And
Was it killing you?
No, I loved it, but I still got a lot done, right? I still did laundry. I still put up the wallpaper in my bonus room. I had such a relaxing day. I did laundry, put up wallpaper. We cooked a whole dinner. We did this. We actually did so much, but it felt relaxing because I didn't have to be anywhere or go anywhere. And we had an afternoon cocktail and we were in the pool and it was such a nice day. But I couldn't imagine sitting on a couch all day and watching TV. That would make me insane. I need to be doing things.
Do you see what my shirt says?
Indoorsy.
Indoorsy, okay? All I want to do is sit on a goddamn couch and binge TV shows.
You don't feel lazy.
I do.
By this, I just mean it makes me feel
yeah, but
a slog.
I don't mind. There are times where I'm happy to do stuff, and I like to organize, so I'm always organizing things. around the house, and that's what keeps me busy. But
Yeah.
I like times where I can just sit on the couch
Yeah.
all friggin' day and just
Just watch
binge.
sports.
It doesn't have to. It could be sports. It could be, and I haven't watched all the episodes yet. It could be White Lotus. It could be all of these things.
We haven't even watched season 3. We need to watch it.
I'm shocked that you have not watched.
We're
this.
going to start it because everyone's saying how good last night was. We'll watch it. Well, we're recording this on Monday, obviously.
Yes.
We release these on Wednesday. We're recording this on Monday, but this actually reminds me because we're talking about TV. On Saturday night, after our fun baseball game, we went to sushi and we watched a Final Four game.
Which one?
We watched Houston Duke
Yes.
at the sushi restaurant.
You look towards your
I
husband.
just remembered Houston won, but
ridiculous end to that game.
it was an amazing
Yeah.
game. We watched Houston Duke at Final Four, and I know that like we were talking about this last week, of how the Final Four, there's all these 3 out of 4 of the Final
Yeah.
Four coaches are Jewish. It's
Yep.
a huge deal. That never happened.
No, there's a shocking to me.
But my boyfriend Bruce Pearl is out.
He did. He is out, and it is a shame because
I'm
he's
so
been.
sad. Auburn.
I know, but Todd Golden, who is the coach of Florida,
I don't even have a picture of him in my brain.
but now all you have to
look
do
him up.
look him up. He is Jewish, obviously. He has dual citizenship between the U.S. and Israel because he used to play basketball in Israel professionally. So he's somebody that, let me tell you, you could definitely root for, because not only is he representing, Jews within the United States, but he's also a citizen of Israel
Wow.
and somebody who is definitely worth rooting for.
So who's left?
It's Houston and Florida.
So who's the coach of Houston?
I don't know. He's not Jewish. I don't care.
Oh, we have only one Jew left.
2 out of the 3 got.
So 3
Kibosh.
Jewish coaches entered the NCAA men's basketball Final Four on Saturday. Now just one remains, according to the Time of Israel. Florida, coached by Todd Golden, beat Auburn, coached by Bruce Pearl, 79-73, in a close game Saturday evening.
Yes. So I know Bruce is gone. Not forever, but he's gone. We got Todd. Todd is the man.
Now, who do you have winning the final?
I have Florida.
And Lance? You're out.
Ooh.
You're out. But Oliver has Houston. Our son has Houston.
Actually, and then doesn't Dylan have Florida?
I don't know. Dylan doesn't even know what's going on.
But if Dylan has Florida, he could be pulling it out today.
Oh, it's tonight?
Yeah, it's tonight.
Oh, so by the time this airs, we'll know the answer.
We will know the answer.
Okay, so, but
hopefully.
obviously I'm definitely hoping that Todd Golden wins.
Yes.
Okay.
But this is what I do. Every time a season starts or a big sporting event happens, I always think, okay, who's Jewish in this league? Or
No,
who
you
is-
don't.
Of course I do, because I want to know exactly.
You do not. You've actually thought about the Jewish aspect before you did this?
Well, not maybe a little bit. But when it comes to like any other sport, like because baseball recently started, I'm like, what Jews are playing in baseball? Like, who are the famous Jews that are playing in baseball?
Wow, I didn't know that you even think that way.
For that, NFL, NBA, all of that. And it's always
There's no
fascinating
Jews
to
in
me.
NFL.
No, there's not. There used to be. And then there's actually a bunch that just can't make teams in the NFL. They just don't make it.
Jewish NFL players?
Yeah.
Edelman.
Yeah. Edelman.
Alex?
Julius Edelman.
Julius.
He played with Tom Brady for the.
It sounds familiar, but I just know Edelman, so maybe that's what I'm thinking.
But no, now there are none in NFL, which is quite sad.
Interesting.
But baseball, there's actually one that is from the Valley.
Okay.
Max Fried.
Isn't he Sherman? He was Sherman Oaks Little League, right?
He was, I believe, yeah.
Wasn't that the guy that's on all the name on the
Probably.
banners?
Jack Flaherty?
Yeah,
Jack
definitely not
Flaherty
Jewish.
Played at, Sherman.
Okay, former Dodger, and now he is on the Braves. I remember. But Max Fried is a Jew from the Valley, and he's on the Yankees now. He's awesome player. Yeah, and then a bunch of others, and then of course, basketball has a few, which is interesting because you have a couple that converted, a couple that are black, that are Jewish.
I know, like, basketball is very big in Israel.
Yes, very big.
Well, there's like a lot of teams that play in Israel, like American teams that play in Israel, isn't there?
Well, it's more of what happens is a lot of players that are in the NBA either take some time and play either during the off season in Israel or other leagues and then come back. Like there's this one guy, Patrick Beverly, who just played in Israel, and he became a big proponent for Israel after October 7th because he was playing basketball over there on a nice contract. And it's pretty awesome to see NBA players coming over there and actually seeing him play.
I wonder where they play, like where the big stadiums are.
Oh, that I don't know. They're probably Tel Aviv, Haifa.
But we were just there. Like, I wonder where the big stadiums are. I don't remember seeing
I don't think they
any
look
big
like stadiums like ours.
No?
No.
They're just like little gymnasiums?
I mean, I maybe somewhere in the middle.
Interesting.
Gymnasiums.
So there's some NBA players. I mean, I know as fans, Israelis are big NBA fans. Like, I remember growing up when I would go to Israel, like to visit family members, they were like huge, like
Always wearing
Michael
jerseys.
Jordan, big Magic Johnson fans. Like, they were big.
Yeah, and it is interesting to see the Jewish culture in a different way come over here. There's actually one guy, I forgot his first name, Sabonis. He converted to Judaism because he married somebody who was Jewish, and he's Lithuanian, I think. This random white dude. He's like, I'm going to convert to Judaism because he loved his wife and he loves being Jewish.
Oh my God.
So I just think it's interesting to see.
Are you going to convert, Lance?
On spot.
Stepdad. Can people hear you if you speak like that?
And I knew to come back with a better offer.
Still waiting though. How many years have you been married?
Yeah.
Right? May
15 and 20. This year
will be 14.
This year will be 14 years of marriage.
So, do you think he's coming back with another offer?
No.
No?
Probably not.
It's over. It was $3,000 or bust.
But I'm putting it on him.
I would so.
You're just waiting.
Yeah. Our wedding anniversary.
What are we doing for our anniversary?
You'll see.
He was just reminded right now.
Like, hey Siri, set a reminder.
He's on Kayak looking, or Airbnb looking for a place.
Oh my God. Wait, so we're going to be gone for the first night of Passover. We just found this out because I did not look at the calendar. I didn't look at the calendar when we booked it.
Add that to the to-do list.
What? Okay, wait. What did? Who was that?
Kayak.
What was?
Oh my God.
Kayak
so we're going to be gone for the first night of Passover.
And that's your to-do list?
Siri, no, please don't.
Please don't.
Oh my God. They don't hear what you need them to hear.
I know, and then so you're going to be gone the first night.
We're going to be gone the first night of Passover. We're missing our family Passover for the first time.
Family being what? Your
like
mom?
my sister, her family, my mom, my stepdad. And I kind of feel bad because my kids love Jewish holidays.
Are they upset, your family, that you're not going to be there?
No, they're okay.
See, this is how we're different Jews, right?
My family knows that we're always there. They don't care.
So last year, I missed, instead of having the Seder the first night, we actually had our family Seder the last night, simply because we were going away to Philadelphia, New York, me and my family. So we could not have my parents over, which is usually what we do for our Seders, for the first night. The guilt trip I got from my parents was unheard of. The fact that I was not going to be there for the first night of Passover, it was like I killed somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they cared, and I'm like, it's not like it's an 8-night holiday.
It's really strange.
It's fucking long.
Yeah.
Just let me celebrate on a different night.
There's so many nights.
It's not, who gives a shit? But apparently they did.
Why is it?
And apparently it still bugs me to this day.
You got hot? You got sweaty?
Motherfucker.
It's warm in here, but you got even more sweaty than normal.
I need some water. Yeah.
You really should hydrate. It's Passover, they ask the 4 questions. Yeah. Here's my question. Why is important to celebrate Passover on the first night? And the first and second nights, those are the big ones.
And I don't know if that's like a thing that modern Jews have created to make, to be something of a tradition, or if it's an actual, historical thing that we're supposed to do it on the first or second day. I don't understand.
Like, what would be the reason for it other than it's like, there's no real, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's not part of the holiday in any way. It doesn't talk about that in the holiday.
As far as I know, and all I know is that my parents,
Your
think
parents
it's some
were
kind of
livid.
tradition. Yes.
They were livid.
Yes. And then you know what happened? We came back from our trip and we celebrated. We had a Seder on either the last night or second last night.
And it was fine.
It was...
No one cared.
No.
Friends. Everyone's just sick of matzah at that point.
That's fine, which I get. And actually, do you keep kosher for Passover?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. I used to.
I don't do
can't.
any of the Jewish holiday. Like, I don't fast.
Oh, I do. I definitely do the fasting.
A lot of people do that. I don't fast. I don't keep kosher in general, and I don't keep kosher for Passover.
Yeah, I definitely don't keep kosher in general. Too big of a fan of bacon and shrimp.
Even though you're ulcerative colitis.
Red meat. It's not red meat.
That's true.
Remember?
That's true.
It's the other white meat. Pig.
Yeah, I eat bacon. I eat pork. We had a great pork last night. Pork butt. But I've never, but my family has never kept kosher.
Yeah.
My family doesn't fast, and my family doesn't keep kosher for Passover.
So I never kept kosher for Passover growing up. And then when I went to college, actually, and I was with a bunch of AE pies.
You got more Jewish.
I got more Jewish, and I started.
Did you start growing your payas?
I did, but
tucked?
I couldn't grow them fast enough.
Did you try?
No, I didn't.
Have you ever tried to grow?
Why would I try to grow payas?
Maybe you thought they were like gonna get all the ladies, all the Rachels.
All the ladies that cover their shoulders and legs. I don't need to get that. Thank you very much. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Wow, you were very judgy just now for our Orthodox community.
I just qualified it with saying not that there's anything wrong with that. So we're fine.
It felt like a little too late.
Okay, so, but yeah, and then I started becoming kosher for Passover when I went to college, and I kept that going for maybe 10 years, and then it just kind of faded away because I'm like, actually, my issue was I would always end up, Passover always falls like during the first month of baseball season, and I would go to a Dodger game and I would just blow it on a Dodger dog.
And you couldn't handle it.
No, I would see a Dodger dog. I'm like, I gotta
and
have
they
a
just
fucking
don't
Dodger
have
dog.
the matzah wrapped Dodger dogs yet.
Yes. Can you imagine?
You bring your own.
I mean, with the amount of Jews that live in Los Angeles, the amount of Jews that live in LA, you'd think they would have the matzah dog.
Ew.
Just for a month.
You can't. How? It's too crunchy.
You're at a baseball game.
Sound effects.
Shit. All right, well, you're making me very uncomfortable with your hand motions and your sounds, and it's being close to your face.
Can you imagine a matzah wrapped? You can't wrap around. You can't take two flat crackers and wrap around a cylinder of meat. It just doesn't. It crunches around. You can only put flat toppings in between two pieces of matzah.
But couldn't somebody make like a matzah taco shell, right? So it'd be in the shape of a crispy taco, and then you just.
It's just not strong enough. Matzah is so breakable. That's the problem. Matzah is just not built strong enough for a hot dog. Unless you take a hot dog and you cut them very thin and you have to completely change what a hot dog is. And you could do like slices of hot dogs. So then you, instead of a round, you have flat pieces of hot dog, you lay it, and then you can put, it's actually not a bad idea. Then you do a lot of mustard, relish, and then you put another, and then you have a flat hot dog sandwich with matzah.
But it's like putting haroset and horseradish on your matzah. It's the same thing. Like, just do it as a hot dog, but thin it out. I like it.
Yeah, but you'd have to basically flatten out the hot dog by cutting little flat.
Thin it out. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
I mean, you basically need like a mandolin slicer of your hot dog.
Okay.
Listen, Dodger Stadium.
I know. Let's do this.
Dodger Stadium. If you are paying attention to Daily Dose of, Just.
Oh wow. Well,
I cheated on Just You and Me.
Just cheated.
Well, Daily Dose of Donna has a great viewership, so if you would like to sponsor Daily Dose of Donna,
that's fine too. Let's start with her and then come to us.
Honestly, Just You and Me, Daily Dose of Donna, we're a package deal. And we'll take it all. But this would be a fun little series for Just You and Me. We can do, with the help of Lauren, your wife.
Yes.
We should do a little cooking segment on Instagram.
Oh, that'd be, of course.
Wait, this is actually such a fun idea for our Instagram. Lauren, I hope you're listening, okay?
Wait, your shoes came off when you got really excited. So I'm just
I almost flung my Nazi-loving Adidas shoe.
Yeah.
They were just the first shoes I saw, and then I all of a sudden was in my car.
Why are the first shoes you saw a Nazi shoe?
You have those shoes that are just in your house, that you just your house shoes?
If they're Nazi shoes, they don't belong in my house anymore.
you threw away every single pair of everything that's connected to anything bad?
No, but Adidas, I don't have any.
But you
I don't
wouldn't
think I have any
buy
Adidas.
them.
I don't think I have anything Adidas left in my house.
I think I bought them so many years ago. I don't even think I owned. It's not like I recently bought them.
Okay, at the end of this episode, we should just throw them away.
How am I going to get home?
That's not my problem. Just throw them away. Okay, anyway, get back to what you were saying about cooking segment.
It's like watermelons. I still like watermelons. I don't want to throw away watermelons in my life. I want to still eat watermelons.
Yeah, but the watermelons didn't keep Kanye on the payroll for that long.
That's true. But like, what are your situations with watermelons? You know, Lance doesn't even understand that watermelons connected whatsoever with Palestine.
Oh, really? Lucky.
Like the genocide watermelon free Palestine. Every time I see a watermelon emoji, I'm like, God, here we go.
My daughter has my 5-year-old daughter has a watermelon dress. And it's just
It's so
it's
cute.
just a dress. It's cute, but I get angry when I see it.
I know.
Why?
And
Why do I have to get angry at watermelons?
I am such a watermelon obsessed person. I struggle every time I buy one now.
Well, I know, but a watermelon and feta.
There's nothing better than watermelon. Okay,
salad.
so I think, and this would mean this week we'd have to get on this.
Okay.
I want Lauren. We should text about this.
Okay.
Lauren should come up with some like fun Passover ideas and film some content. We can do like a little fun just you and me Instagram content of like Passover fun food ideas for our audience.
And I think that could work. Because we're responsible this year, and we're hosting our Seder.
It better be on the first night.
Oh, it is.
And if it's not, I am livid.
Believe me, when we came up with these plans to go out of town for spring break, because we're going out of town as well, we had to be home for that Saturday.
I can't believe you would ever think anything else.
My parents would disown me. So, with that being said, we can maybe come up with some fun ideas.
Yes. Like, I would love if she could do some stuff and then we can put it on our Instagram and people could see some like Jewish home cooking.
I'm down with that.
Yeah. Lauren's so Adam is married to an incredible cook. She loves to cook and she's so good at it. And that's the reason that Adam can eat because he doesn't do anything but sleep.
It's very true. Her cooking allows me to nap, which is, I'm very fortunate.
It's such like it's marriage.
I'm not like, getting home from work.
Do you do anything?
I'm not getting home. Yes, I do a lot of things.
Really?
Yes.
Doesn't sound like it.
I am the social one. Who do you think goes to all the play dates? Who goes to
You
all
have play dates?
Oh, yeah.
You have play dates?
Not me, the kids. If I'm going with my 5-year-old, I'm going to the play date.
You mean you go to the play date and she stays home?
Yes.
So you're with the mom?
Yes.
Wait, that's weird.
And then who does most of the Girl Scout stuff with my older one?
Wait.
I do.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Adam, you're at the play date with the mom?
Yep. Most of the time.
Wait, what?
This is how we give and take with our relationship. Listen.
Okay, wait, this is so interesting to me.
Yeah, okay. You're just finding this out. I feel like we've talked about this before.
I don't remember ever knowing this side of it.
All right, let's talk.
So you're at the play date at the mom. So if our daughters were friends, I don't have a daughter, but if our kids were friends and I was like, hey, does your daughter want to come hang out with Oliver? You would bring her over.
I would say 75% of the time, yes.
And what if I felt weird about a man being in my house?
You would have to let me know that before, because I'm usually the one who's making the plans. So it's not even just...
Are you hanging out with the girls and talking about gossip?
We just talk, maybe a little bit. Why not? I'm like one of the girls. Can't I be one of the girls?
You really are one of the girls.
I know, I do. And I said, I do all the Girl Scout stuff. I am always at Girl Scout events with my daughter. When she goes out to sell cookies at supermarkets, it's me and the moms.
Okay, so quick question, honestly, and I hope this is not too much and we can cut this out if it's too much. Do people think you're the gay dad?
I don't think the moms do. No. I think maybe passerbyers that happen to see probably. But no, the mom, they know. It's just how our relationship works. And because I'm the social one, I'm more of the extrovert and she's more of the introvert. She's more of the
introvert. She wants to just be at home.
Right. Not napping, but yes, doing stuff at home.
Yeah.
I will be the one who's actually planning a lot of it as well as doing a lot of this.
I get it.
A lot of the things.
That's kind of nice. that you have that like in your, that's like, because it's important to you. It's important for your kids. So you're doing the thing.
Yes. And I think with having girls, they still have plenty of time with their mom. So mom can be an awesome mom. But I just kind of show a different side of dad, not the gay side of dad, the Adam side of dad. So I'm with them all the time doing those things.
What are you listening to in the car with your kids right now? That's not very Jewish of you.
No, sorry. My younger daughter, Lincoln, is turning 6 next month. So we created a birthday mix. And at 6 years old, and someone who has a 9-year-old sister, there's a lot of songs that are either kid songs or then like Taylor Swift / any other, like Sabrina Carpenter, any of that stuff. So I get a good mix of that, and then, or songs like APT, which is, you know that song APT? Yeah. I mean, I don't say you're saying it correct, but yes, that one.
What the
And it's some kind of Korean drinking game from what I've read. Anyway, that, and then we get a lot of, random Disney songs. So I'm kind of, or Bluey. So there's a lot of...
So Snow White. You went to go see Snow White,
No,
right?
we talked about this before.
I know.
No one went to see Snow White. No one.
Minecraft. You're seeing Minecraft.
I am going to see it in a couple of weeks on vacation.
Lance, and we have to take our kids to see Minecraft.
See?
Yeah, we'll see it. Well, okay. Well, happy Passover to you.
Yes, and...
It's a man.
I spit all over the microphone. Sorry. And then next time we do this, it'll be in the middle of Passover. So
Yes, and we'll be talking about all our traditions.
yes, and how we cook and all that fun.
And all the charose. Matzah ball. I love a matzah ball. I love a gefilte.
I don't like gefilte.
Bring it.
I don't.
A jar of gefilte fish with some horseradish.
Actually, I got to ask Lauren, because sometimes she makes homemade gefilte fish.
Homemade?
No, well, I guess it could be homemade, but she usually makes the homemade version of it.
I love that.
So maybe she's making it, which is, by the way, one of the most disgusting productions you ever seen.
I don't want to make
It's like every
homemade.
fish you can think of. Just
That's a jarred situation for me.
see. Then you don't.
I would do a jarred gefilte. I would do a homemade everything else.
Yes.
But I love homemade harosed. I love Passover food. So I'll be sad to miss it, but at the same time, we will be skiing, living it up in Mammoth.
That's exciting.
It'll be fun.
I am kind of jealous. I can't believe it's April and we're still skiing, which is great.
They just got a bunch of fresh snow last week when we had all those rains.
Nice. So
Yeah.
you'll have an awesome time.
It will be fun. It'll be good to. And we'll be up there, but we'll be around,
Yes.
and we'll still be having a show.
Yes, we will definitely make sure to record one.
And so you guys make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow along on Instagram, and you'll be getting new content on all of the platforms.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say before we leave?
Just a quick reminder that you cannot use queef in Scrabble.
Never forget the things you learn on Just Jew and Me. All right, you guys, I don't know where we're looking. Let's look here.
All right.
See you next week on Just Jew
And
and Me.
bye, queefers.